This is the plaintiff, Kadia Royal. She says she moved into the defendant's apartment. They got into a dispute, and they threw away many of her valuable belongings. That's right, they just came in and tossed her stuff out on the street like it was garbage or something. They violated her, threw away 4 years of her life, and have to pay her $5,000 or else. These are the defendants, Christopher and Felice Harris. Christopher says she moved in, left 3 bags of clothes and some luggage in the hallway for 6 months, and he thought it was garbage. She's claiming she left $5 grand worth of valuable belongings in the hallway and is trying to sue them for it now? Preposterous. They're accused of tossing it all away. The defendants have filed a countersuit for $3,605 for back rent.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thanks, Douglas. Okay, Khadijah Royal, you are, and Kamani Douglas. Are you Kamani Douglas?
No, that's my son. He's not here.
Oh, okay. How old's your son?
He's 5.
All right, and Kamani Douglas, you're suing Christopher and Felice Harris for $5,000. The value of items that you say they belong to you and that they tossed from the hallway. You are her landlord, correct?
No, they
All right,
donated
what happened?
Oh, so let's start off, Judge. I love your show. I watch you every morning before I go to work. Every day. You give me your kicks every day. But
you anyway. Love me too, and you watch me every day too, right?
I don't.
Okay. Lady, come on. You gotta keep up with the other side. Go ahead. What's going on?
Well, I came home, and I have my stuff stored in the hallway.
Why was your stuff stored in a hallway?
The hallway, the apartment is very small. The bedroom, I thought it was supposed to be a 2-bedroom apartment, but it's turned out to be 1 in a closet.
But you knew that before you rented it.
I knew when I rented before.
So why is your stuff? How long had you been there by the time this happened?
About 9 months I was there.
For 9 months you had stuff. You were using the hallway as a.
Yeah, because I had my summer clothes and my winter clothes, so it was summertime. All the tenants in the apartment, they have theirs. When I moved to the house, the hallway was lined. The guy there was a firefighter, I guess.
How could a fire? That's exactly what it's about. It's a fire hazard to have all this stuff in the hallway, and a firefighter is living there. Who's a firefighter? You?
No, the tenant that was there.
One of the tenants? And did the other tenants put stuff in the hallways too?
Just them.
When she's what she's talking about, there was a person that was there that was a firefighter, and he left his boots and a hose in the hallway.
That's true.
And a chair.
And a hose in the hallway.
All right, so go on.
So anyway, I had my stuff stored, my shoes, my pocketbooks, my luggage case set, because there's no closets in the house. There's 2 closets in the house. If she would have came to me and said to me, you know, Crystal, all this stuff in the hallway is not working out. Can you please move them? I would have moved them, but she
Nobody
never
ever told you that you couldn't put stuff in a hallway?
No one.
Okay.
Okay.
And your testimony on that is what?
I have a text message from her noting the time I did speak to her. She even said in the text message, you only asked me to move this stuff last month.
Okay.
And I needed more time. So that message proves that we had a
moved it
conversation.
a week later?
Beforehand,
yeah, we did. When you came to
you
collect
had asked
the
her
rent.
to move it. Now, when did you get rid of the stuff?
On September 17th.
And she had been living there how long?
9 months.
Since, I guess, that's
September
probably
the
right.
8th.
All right, and then when you got rid of it, like, you had asked her once before, or how many times?
Well, let me just say this. We didn't have a lot of communication within, like, the last 5 months of all this happening, because I was sending her text messages because she wasn't paying the rent, and she was not responding to anything. I had also contacted the boyfriend, Bing, that's here.
Is he living there, too?
He's not living there, no. To ask her if she would call, can you get in touch with her? He gave me the number to the shop. I also knew where the shop was that she worked at. I went to the shop several times. I would call her. She just really didn't respond to my trying to reach out to her. But I did ask her about a month in advance, about a month before, if she would move the things. And she said, oh, well, most of that stuff I'm getting rid of, but I need time to go through it. So I said, okay. When I spoke to Chris again,
Chris being your husband?
Yes.
Okay.
I explained to him that she needed time to go through it. And he thought that I said that she was donating it all, getting rid of it all to Goodwill. So I really wouldn't have just
don't you
went
listen?
and taken.
Why don't you people
all of
listen?
her
What is
stuff?
wrong with husbands that they hear they hear like 25% of what you say, and they can't be expected to listen to more than that, because they say we talk too much.
It's true. I really wouldn't have just moved it.
Chris, Mr. Harris, you misunderstood what your wife said to you.
That's correct.
And you thought she said get rid of everything.
I did, and
How was this stuff like? She says that she had. Let's go over her list.
Mm-hmm.
What did you have in that hallway?
Well, shopping's my hobby. That's my number one thing I love to do. I eat, breathe, and sleep it morning, noon, and night. I had my Coach boots, my son's boots, his North Face jacket. That's the main reason why I'm here. It's because of his North Face jacket. That was the main reason that I brought us here.
Really? Not the Coach luggage?
Oh, that too, but the more
not the Betsy Johnson pocketbook.
That the Coach
not
set,
the
polo
not
shirts,
the PS2
the
that you
PS2,
apparently keep in a hallway instead of hooked up to your
it's
TV.
in a box, but he has 3 games, so there's no room in the house for it. So he has his toy box, miss. Everything was in a toy box.
How was this stuff out there? Did she have like a shelving unit out there?
It was 3 large black plastic bags.
Garbage bags?
Yeah.
She had designer purses and
In a
luggage and garbage
garbage
bags in the hallway.
It was 3, and there was also luggage. It was 3 pieces of luggage and 3.
4 bags, tall bags, and a striped bag, and a
So
box.
then what happened? You come home and you notice the hallway clean.
I come home and I'm not. I hear echo. It's empty. I just hear. So I turn around.
You
and
hear?
I'm like,
It sounds like a hallway should.
yeah, it sounds like a hallway shit without my designer stuff in it. Yeah, it does. So I look around. I'm like, what's going on? I'm gonna call the cops and everything. And I go downstairs. I knock on all the tenants' doors, and I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, well, I don't know. Well, Chris was here earlier. I don't know.
Do you then call the landlords and tell the landlords my stuff is missing?
Yeah, and she's like, oh, no, it's not gone. There was a miscommunication between me and Chris. He took it and had it donated at the donation place where
Goodwill?
they're at Goodwill. And then she says, I need to get up with her at 6 o'clock when I'm at work, when my work day just starts. I'm a hairstylist, and I should go through rooms
What
looking for my
happened with
stuff.
Goodwill?
That's not exactly what happened. The Goodwill store is right down the street from my house. So I said, okay, give me Crystal's work number. I'll call her at the shop. I called the shop. I didn't get her at the shop. But I went immediately down to the Goodwill store. I know the guy there because I bring stuff all the time. And he said, well, that stuff hasn't even gone on the floor yet.
Oh, good.
So why don't you get your tenant and I can bring them back to look through the stuff. They can go back and get their
because
stuff.
she needed to come so she could identify what was her stuff.
Exactly.
So you call.
I called her and I said, I can meet you at 6 o'clock, but I don't work. I could have met her anytime, but I told her that day I could meet her at 6 o'clock. Or I could just give you the address and you can go on your own. It doesn't matter. But it took me about 2 days to even have this conversation with her because I have a text message that I sent on the 22nd to Bing, again, because she didn't have her phone available, that said, hi, Bing, I called Crystal back at the shop and she never returned my call. There's a chance to get her stuff back, but she has to call me. This was on September 22nd. I still had not had had a conversation with her for her to call me back.
And you took the stuff to Goodwill what day?
September 17th.
And there's the receipt.
And this is the receipt
signed
from
the
Goodwill.
store.
Why is it taking 5 days for you to speak directly with your landlord?
She was never calling me directly.
I don't care if she was calling you. I would expect you to be calling her about, hey, where's my stuff? How do I make a
her? Felice is not saying what she said. I called Felice and I said to her, listen, I'm not going to make it at 6. I'm at the hairdresser. I have a whole bunch of customers. I can't make it. Give me the number. And I called the guy. Felice, did you forget you gave me the guy's number?
Well, no, I didn't forget that.
And why didn't you just go to Goodwill and get your stuff?
Because I couldn't. I was at work at the time.
Well, that day. What about the next morning?
No, it wasn't the next day that she called me because she called me, inconvenienced me. I said, you brought my stuff there. Why do I have to go digging through rooms?
Because she doesn't know what your stuff is.
He knows what it was that he dragged in.
No, he doesn't. There's big black trash bags. He doesn't know what's inside of him. He hands it over there and he leaves. And he takes the tax deductible donation form that's blank that he gets to fill out later. That's how Goodwill works.
I don't understand, why do I have to go to a Goodwill why did he donate my clothes anyway? He didn't give me any proceeds from that charity.
Listen, though, here's the problem that you're not getting, okay? And if you really watch me every day, you would have heard me say this before. Every plaintiff has a duty to mitigate their damages. What that means is, if you leave an apartment and you break a lease, the landlords can't go like this, put their feet up on the desk, and not try to re-rent the place. And then say, you owe me 8 months' rent. Landlords will have an obligation to go out and re-rent the place to mitigate their damages. That means stop the bleeding, okay? you're in the same position. This was a manageable crisis, okay? And the fact that you don't go to Goodwill to manage a crisis, even though it's going to take a couple of hours of your time, and even though it's an inconvenience to you, and even though you're angry about having to do the inconvenience, the fact that you, A, leave the stuff in the hallway, and B, won't bother to go to Goodwill to look at it, leads me a second time now to the conclusion that it's junk and that it can't be a bunch of designer bags and all this other stuff, because if it were, you'd say, oh my God, I can't believe I have to go there in the morning, but I'm just going to go there in the morning and I'm going to find my stuff, and then I'm going to get mad at my landlord and tell him you owe me for my time. But I'm going to stop the bleeding and save the priceless heirlooms that belong to my child.
That found out about my stuff being gone 2 days later.
You have a counterclaim against her for $3,600. Oh my gosh. $3,605 for what?
Yeah, for what?
You haven't paid rent?
No, she has not paid rent since September.
Here goes my receipts. So where's October at? I didn't pay rent.
Talk to me, not to her. Let me see the receipts that you have for you're suing for. She's suing you for October, November, and December.
Yeah. Felice, when you took, when she continued.
Talk to me.
After that, Felice did whatever happened.
You haven't paid rent in 3 months?
No.
Okay, so you haven't paid rent in 3 months.
I have paid. I only owe her 1 month rent because she told me to leave. I told her to give me an eviction notice, and she took the security deposit.
Why does she have to give you an eviction? Why don't you just leave if you're unhappy?
Because I told no, because it doesn't. I'm not gonna just up and leave like that. She has to give me a notice.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, is this defendant responsible if the landlord just took the bags and threw them out, not knowing what was inside? Is the landlord responsible?
I think that the landlord has every right to remove the bags. If she left them in the hallway, it shows she didn't care.
Do you believe that anybody would leave designer bags in a trash bag and then put it in the hallway? Do you believe that's possible?
Not necessarily. I mean,
how about necessarily? Would you put designer purses in a trash bag, leave them in the hallway if they were important to you?
no, I sure would not.
Is she lying? Is she scamming to get money here?
I can't say that.
I can say that. Going inside the courtroom.
Are you evicting her?
We want you to tell us that.
I can't evict her.
Well, we are definitely evicting. We're evicting her, and we also want our back rent and money for parking.
I'm not. How am I gonna pay $10.50 and have to pay you for parking too in a driveway?
This is her car parked in my driveway.
Where I pay rent at, where I live at.
I rent out the driveway for parking.
You never told me that when I signed the lease, Felice, that you rent a driveway.
The lease has it, and we had the conversation, and I had Mount Vernon police knock on her door. I don't have the lease.
Let me see the lease.
I don't have the copy.
You don't have a lease, which is what you would need to show me the entitlement to the $200 that you're suing for parking. 1.
Okay.
2, it is inexplicable to me why you have not already filed an eviction. I see where in her complaint she says, and I quote, I asked her to please evict me because that will help me to get assistance from the state. Okay. A little less you buy designer stuff, okay? So that you don't, and a little more, you get a little nest egg so that you don't have to rely on the state to move out. Well, it's like goofy. This is completely goofy.
Because
it is goofy. Let me explain to you what's goofy, okay? What's goofy is that you, A, would leave incredibly valuable stuff in a hallway, or B, expect me to believe
the guy was a fireman leaving his valuable holes in the hallway.
But what's goofier still than that is the idea that these precious heirloom things would be at your fingertips if you just hustle and go over to Goodwill, angry as you may be, and mad as you may be that you have to take out your time, the problem would have been solved. Then you could sue him for your time.
But Judge, if I found out 2 days,
but no, we can't do that. I don't care if it's 2 days later. The stuff was there. The guy even told you, go ahead and look. And your answer was, I'm not taking my time to look through all these rooms. That was your answer.
I don't know where to look through the rooms.
So here's what's going to happen, whether you like it or not, okay? Yes, you're about to lose big. Because even if I thought that you were entitled to something, you lose your entitlement to it when you don't bother to go down to Goodwill to get it. And when she says, you owe me 3 months rent, and you owe her 3 months rent, I don't know how you can expect to look at her and say, I'm not paying you 3 months rent, because you are, because you owe 3 months rent. Oh, Ms. Royal, Ms. Royal.
What does my son get?
All right.
At least all the stuff you threw away, can I at least get his coat back?
On your claim against her and him, 0 for the reasons we have gone over. And on their counterclaim against you for the rent of October, November, and December, $3,150. That is my verdict. Good luck, folks.
We have a say.
Damn, that lady's mean. No, she's mean.
Well, here comes the glamorous Miss Royal, but she comes out with nothing as far as this case is
I come out with
concerned.
nothing but my pride.
Yeah,
I mean, they
that's
throw
right.
away my whole life's worth of clothes, and I get nothing. I was raped, vandalized, and I get nothing. Not
You
even my
should have
son's
gone
North
over to
Face jacket.
Goodwill and looked.
Dude, no, seriously. Honestly, I should go look for tons of room, and her son, he donates my clothes, and I should go to Goodwill and go look.
Yeah.
Me? Digging through dumpster clothes for my stuff.
Bye. At least you said goodbye. All right, so come on in here. You do win on the countersuit. What's your outlook on this?
Just happy it's over, actually. Now we got to evict her.
She seems like she'd be a very interesting tenant.
She's very interesting.
Yeah. You don't want her as a tenant?
No, thank you.
It's exciting.
No, thank you.
Harvey?
Okay, so you know what? Everybody, when they sue, has a duty to minimize damages. And in this case, the plaintiff could have gone to Goodwill, picked up the stuff, and really put a limit to the amount that she was suffering, no matter what was there. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.